Welcome to episode 8 of Get in the Robot with Mark and Fred. I'm Fred.
I'm Mark.
Today we watched episode 8, which makes sense. Our podcast is each episode. It is Asuka Strikes. It's the introduction of
A new pilot.
a new child. We get to see 2 new characters that are going to be important to the rest of the series.
Yes.
Do you remember both of their names?
Asuka
Correct.
and Kenji
Kaji. Very close though. Yeah. So
the X.
you said right before we started recording that you had a lot of questions. So what I want to do instead of our previous go through the notes and talk about each thing as we get there, I'm just gonna hit the highlights. We start with Gendo's office. He's on the phone. He gets an update that says the cargo is headed somewhere, or the cargo is en route. The kids are headed across the Pacific to a carrier ship.
And it's all the kids.
It's all the kids. Yeah, for some reason, Kensuke and Toji were allowed to join for this field trip. And Kensuke says, this is what being friends is all about, is I guess using the privilege of being able to go on these military trips.
Yeah, he has, as you'll see, he's nerding out about the trip itself and
He loves
all the military hardware.
all of the military hard work. It is his dream come true to come on. He's got a little mini DV tape recorder. Or I guess it's using the little mini DVDs or the mini CDs.
That are in the actual cases,
Yeah,
though, right?
Yeah, the little plastic cassette style CDs, which we only see because he's fumbling with them as he's having to change them at one point later in the show. But he's excited to record that. Asuka is introduced from a couple of dramatic camera positions. And then the first time we actually get to hear her talk, she mentions that it's been a minute, but she's grown taller and grown out. The first thing she says is that, and she's destroying Toji's very special hat that he got for his date with Misato. There's a ton of sexual harassment that happens right there between the children.
Yes.
And then, so Misato goes up to the captain and tries to request the transition of the EVA Unit 02. And he's like, "You're in my jurisdiction. We're gonna keep doing the sea stuff
There's
until we're at the port."
a bit of dick measuring.
Totally. Well, so Misato continues to use the most polite professional business speak as she's doing everything, and the captain is mimicking that but also being a dick the entire time.
Yeah, he seemed they think they call it out he's being sarcastic because he's talking about the toy. They have to transport this toy.
It's didn't realize they were babysitting a bunch of kids.
Yeah. I think that's maybe also why maybe Misato brought along to Shinji's friends is just to kind of rub it into the face of the UN captain, right? I mean, they didn't seem to have a point.
Maybe. I really think that it was just to bring the kids along for Shinji's sake. Shinji likes his friends.
Okay.
And so it was just to
help him acclimate better.
Yeah. Also, I think more realistically, it was just for some additional comedy relief in the episode. It's sure, bring the kids along.
That seems writing or maybe having the comic relief as a story choice, but in universe, I like to believe that it's a power play.
Yes.
That maybe they're moving because
I just but that's a good
how
point.
Unhappy the UN captain is.
Yeah. So they do a whole bunch of stuff, and then finally at the end of the conversation, the captain's basically no, we're not gonna do anything, and Misato's facade of professional just cracks and her face changes entirely to a very cartoonishly grumpy thing. And then right as that happens, another character is introduced, which is Kaji, who is a business professional that you don't know this, but we've been hearing him throughout the series talking to Gendo on the phone.
Okay.
And so he's been a guy that seems to be doing some of Gendo's maybe dirty work, as we kind of really realized by the end of the episode. And he has a past with Misato that she's frustrated and embarrassed about.
What was with the guitar twang throughout the whole
That's Asuka's theme, is that weird, hilarious honky tonk guitar twang bit which is weird. She's half Japanese, half German. Not like potential, not typically honky tonk venues.
And then also too, just kind of thinking, just all my exes live in Texas. You kind of get a sense of like how multinational this effort is.
Yeah.
To
I think
understand or stop the angels.
I wasn't sure if the carriers were specifically American or Japanese.
They said UN, but it seemed like the crews themselves were they were definitely American.
Right. Yeah. They seemed like old ornery American captains.
Well, and even the crew, the shots that they took of the, I guess the flight staff or what, I don't know what the actual terminology is for the folks that waved the planes onto the landing pad of the carriers. Like they did that pan, and it's like pretty diverse group of folks, but also
it's the UN Pacific Fleet. I don't know,
these broad-chested, broad-shouldered, men, and then makes it look it contrasts nicely with the childlike nature of like Shinji, his friends, and then even Misato is like dwarfed by these UN personnel.
Yeah, absolutely. I love the dynamic, and it continues on. Like the entire episode is kind of like you said, a dick measuring competition, but like where it swings pretty wildly back and forth until it gets to the point that they have to work together. Let's see. So Kaji shows up, introduces himself to everybody. She's like, "Why are you here?" And they end up having dinner. He's like, "Oh, so Shinji, you're living with Misato." And he's like, "Oh, how do you know my name?" He's like, "Oh, you're a very important person. We all know your name in this business." And at one point, in front of everybody, Kaji says, "So does Misato still toss and turn in bed?" Like embarrassing the hell out of her and shocking everybody.
And then
it's such a wild,
because he's totally
thing to say.
Lying that Shinji's sleeping with
not just implying that, but also saying that he's got some history with Misato sleeping in bed,
right?
Like just really just being awful. I love it. It's terrible, but it's such a good like horrible introduction to this.
It's horrible, and it's I guess made light of in that Shinji, it just goes over his head, like because he just doesn't think that way.
Right,
It seemed like he didn't.
But everybody else reacts to it. Like
he's
literally
just so
everybody.
innocent.
But Shinji's like, "Oh, okay." That's him being innocent. I wanted to remind me on that later because there was a thing that happens later. Actually, not that much longer. But I love the like continued dynamic of like Misato's just pissed that Kaji is there. Like, why is Kaji here? This is so stupid. They're all on a very like cramped elevator, and there's like a mimicry of like it's Asuka and Toji are like crammed together, and then Kaji and Misato are kind of crammed together, and they're like, "Stop touching me, you idiot!" And Toji's like, "I have no choice," and Kaji's like, "I have no choice." Like it's terrible.
Yeah.
I like the way he's like kicking her foot under the table when they're all at dinner, like being obnoxious. Yeah. So all that happens, and then of course an angel strikes. Right. Like.
Also, I just want to say, just going back to Shinji's reaction to what I'm assuming is who Misato has a past with. What's his name again?
Kaji.
Kaji.
His name is Ryoji Kaji.
Shinji is clearly like taken with this guy. Yeah. Like he's
like, oh,
he's
this guy seems neat.
He's like thinks he's cool, and then also too, it's like the first like positive adult male, like I guess.
Yeah. Sure. The first adult male that's like cool to Shinji.
Yeah. And so, of course, like Shinji's just
we get to finally shout out to our friend Michael at Gold. He said that Kaji was one of his favorite characters, and so now you know who that is.
Okay.
He like Asuka is also a big favorite of a lot of people, but Kaji is like he sucks. He's terrible, but also love him. He's a smarmy dick.
Is he like a Han Solo kind of type?
Kind of, but also like way more of an active kind of dick. Like the way that he's treating Misato here isn't like cool. It isn't kind, but it's also very funny. Yeah, so an angel attacks. Of course it does. It comes rushing underwater to attack various ships, and it seems to be looking for something. They mention, and as they say, it looks like it's looking for something. The camera cuts to Kaji in his quarters, but specifically to a briefcase that Kaji has, as though like, oh yeah, it is explicitly that. You hear Gendo over the phone saying like, top priority is getting out of there. Feel free to bail if you have to, which we'll get to that, but he does. Asuka pulls Shinji aside like, hey, we got to go take care of this. It's like, you got to come see the Eva. Oh, I forgot. When they're looking at the Eva earlier, Asuka's very, very proud of herself. She takes a lot of pride in her work, and she says how Unit 2 is the first true Eva model.
Right.
That Unit 0 and Unit 01 were prototypes, and Unit 02 is the first true. And she mentions that it's the final model, which we know as the audience is not true because they're financing the 6th and 8th models. So clearly work isn't finished, but she thinks that it is. So yeah, she's very proud of her Eva.
And it kind of shows you how like sheltered in a way, if you could say sheltered, that the pilots are.
I would say left in the dark.
Okay, yeah,
like
they're clearly not sheltered because they're put in harm's way all the time.
Yes,
but they're kept in the dark about the certain machinations of Nerve's true intentions or like what's really going on.
Yeah, the kids really don't know what's going on. And us as the audience, like I know because of seeing the whole thing, but like we don't really know what's going on. Like we see the angels continuing to attack. It seems like, well, let me continue through.
The other thing about Asuka that kind of comes with that being proud of herself is that it seems like she's actually trained.
Yeah.
And so that's another reason that she
mentions, or it is mentioned, I guess, by Kaji that Shinji was the only one without training.
Okay.
Like Rei was trained, Asuka was trained, Shinji was not. So, let's see. So, Angel attacks, Asuka and Shinji suit up. Shinji, so like she pulls Shinji aside, takes off our clothes, and gets into the plug suit. She's taking a while, and so Shinji like peeps on her. But like, so I wanted to say, like, was he peeping on her there? You think?
I think he was impatient.
That's the thing. I think it was innocent, like you were saying.
I don't think it was for sexual gratification.
Exactly.
I think he was just legitimately just like, it doesn't take that long to put on a plug suit.
Yeah,
having put one on himself,
right? Because and then
of course after she's made these claims of being trained and all this stuff.
Yeah.
It's like you'd think you'd be a little bit more together when it comes to putting on a plug suit.
It is her first time going into an actual battle with an angel. She's not being told to get into a battle with the angel. She's deciding to do this on her own accord. We get the very comical moment of she's got an extra plug suit. It's one of hers, and she makes Shinji put it on. So Shinji's now wearing the girl's plug suit. It's very funny. He's very uncomfortable with it.
His little head looks so out of place in that plug suit body.
And so she tells him that he's going to get in the pot with her, which seems like a bad idea from the outset. But it's like, yeah, hey, come and watch me firsthand, see how badass I am. So all pretension with Misato and the captain are gone. As the captain's like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, get out of there. Like, you weren't cleared to do that. And then Misato grabs his phone and is just like, fuck that, do it. Go mess him up. It's great how, like, she's had this, like, facade of, like, being very professional businesswoman this entire time. Just like, never mind, fuck the old man. Like, do it.
Because they're clearly not working. Like, and the conversation in the background comes up of, like, they haven't figured out how to get through the AT fields.
Yeah. In fairness, again, we learned in the previous episode that the knowledge of the AT field is private information and mirror facts.
Yeah.
And so it's almost like nobody in the world realizes that they can't attack the angels. Like every missile, every shot you've got in the world, like isn't going to do anything to them because they have this, like, what they refer to as the absolute terror field, but like, we don't know what that is. There's something protecting the angels from normal attacks, and Eva's have their own AT field of some sort that allows them to break through it. I think we learned about that earlier.
Yeah, no, good refresher. Yeah.
Yeah, so fuck the chain of command. So Asuka starts leaping from ship to ship. Looks
causing
awesome.
a lot of damage.
Just like
killed a few sailors.
Yeah, probably. And she's like knocking airships off the carriers, like just causing billions of dollars of destruction as she's doing it. I do love, you get, again, same as like the sniper situation where you hear about like, okay, they're setting up all the batteries and stuff, and we're like doing all of the checks and all of that. Right before Asuka hits the carrier that everybody's on, which she's trying to jump to there because she needs the auxiliary power because she's only got like 56 seconds or whatever of power. You hear everybody talking about what they have to do to brace for impact. You hear them doing the logistics of like, we need to prepare the landing zone. Like we need to change our pressures and stuff to catch this. And like, I love it. I love the real world ramifications of giant robot jumping on a boat and how considered all of that is.
And I think that's what helps kind of immerses you in the story even better, because it sets up rules of the universe and they're actually consistent about following those rules.
Yep. Let's see. I read the logistics of catching an Eva on a ship are cool. Then the angel attacks Asuka as the progressive knife. It's like, this will be enough to take care of it. The progressive knife being like that
instantly falls out of her hand.
Instantly drops it. It lops off the front side of a jet, and she gets dragged, or she and Shinji get dragged into the water where she can't fight because she's got type B equipment, whatever the fuck that is. They don't even bother explaining that. But
all the while, Shinji's friend with the camcorder is like totally losing his shit because all this hardware that he was fawning over is now falling into the ocean or getting blown up, destroyed in weird ways, and he's just losing it in the background.
It's so good. Yeah, and so it turns into an underwater battle, and we see that the battleground underwater is a former city.
Yeah.
And that the water has raised to the point that like the ocean has swallowed a lot of the land.
Global warming.
I mean, accelerated global warming from melting an ice cap.
Warming.
I'm curious where that was, because this is presumably the Pacific Ocean. So it's somewhere, it's probably a coastal town. Maybe it's like Yokohama or something, where you just see like, 15 years ago, all of this just got submerged. During the middle of the battle, Kensuke gets very excited about like a very special carrier jet that's rising out from the carrier. And he's like, oh my God, it's a such and such, whatever. And then Kaji's like, hey guys, gotta go. I've got some important carrier or
cargo.
Important cargo. I gotta go. And Misato continues to be pissed off at Kaji. It's just a great, like,
he just bounces.
He bails. And so all the while that the Eva's underwater, it gets captured in the jaws of the big angel. And
a fish to a lure, or a lure to a fish.
Like a lure to a fish. And it's like they've been fishing. And I think Toji is the one that says that, is like, it's like we're fishing. And Misato's like, oh, I've got a great idea. And like runs to the captain, is finally like, hey, I'm formally requesting your assistance on this mission.
And the captain has no choice but to finally concede.
The captain like seems warmed by that interaction too. Is like, oh, you're finally asking for help, you're finally doing it the right way. Yes. And so they're scuttling two ships towards the mouth of the Eva. We don't know what is happening at the moment, but Shinji and Asuka focus, and by their combined focus synchronization with the Eva is able to power up and open the mouth.
Before that, we missed the part where when Shinji joins Asuka into the Eva. Shinji's thinking in Japanese because Asuka is like trying to sync with the Eva in, I was gonna say Deutsch in
Deutsch. Yeah,
in German. And she scolds Shinji.
She's like, think of German, and he's like, okay, what's the word?
What does he use? Is it just a made up word?
No, it's the only German he's got. I had it in the notes. Oh, it's probably gone. Baumkuchen. I don't know what that means. So he tries to speak in Japanese, and she's like, whatever, just change the language to Japanese. Like, she's acquiescing to his hands. You're right. That was a great scene. I'm sorry we skipped it. Yeah. So as they sync up together,
they work together pretty well too.
The face of the Eva lights up and opens up, and it shows in that moment that there are 4 eyes on the Eva. Like, it changed to for the fact that it was synced with 2 people.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
It seemed like it got a little boost of power or just capacity.
Right. It was just the perfect synchronization, which we hear about for a minute later. That they sync to the highest records that they've ever had. Any Eva sync with a pilot, and that is enough for them to take full control of the situation, open the jaws of the Angel, and the 2 battleships that were scuttled go right into the mouth and open fire on the core inside of the throat, blowing it way the fuck up.
It was nasty.
It was nasty. It was good. It's a good.
I like when ships or creatures in anime get filled with explosions, because then it's like all the little protrusions start. Like those, it's just ugly.
It's like a big balloon of explosions.
Yeah. Awesome. Again, this is referencing another anime, but in Macross, or if you're a pervert like me and grew up on Toonami and watched, we're introduced to Robotech. What they would do to the Zentradi ships is kind of very similar to the way that they blow up internally and then blow outward.
We got to do a Robotech watch cast after this.
Oh my god!
Maybe make you watch the original Macross, because you've never seen that, right?
I've only seen the movie, the first movie, and that's basically just like a retelling of the Macross saga.
But
but I've never seen the.
I should save the Robotech conversation for another time, but Macross is about these singers, right? And
it's about one singer, really.
And they kind of cut most of that out of Robotech, right?
I think so, because they just recycle one song over and over again.
Oh, that might actually be original to the original.
Okay. Sure. I mean, I think there's 4 songs that throughout the whole run.
Yeah, the Macross pod coming soon.
And we'll finish it.
That's so much longer than this. Oh Lord. So they save the day. They kill the Angel. The Eva lands on the carrier looking super badass, and then just collapses and looks super goofy. And they make
out of power.
We get a great scene of them being hauled out of the Eva. And everybody's like, oh, look, it's Asuka. She did it. And then they see Shinji also in Asuka's gear, and they make fun of him. It's 2 seconds, and it's so good. Just oh, yes, right. There's still children at the end of all of it. And you get to see Ritsuko and Masato in a car on the dock near it, talking about I wish we had done that a little differently, but man, we got some really great results out of this. And that's when they say the comment about the highest recorded sync rate with an Eva. So clearly it's good. And then we see an important scene with Gendo and Kaji where they reveal what the thing is. We'll talk about that towards the end of this
embryo thing.
And then the kids are all lamenting oh, well, Asuka was a lot, but she was kind of cool. It's a shame we won't see her anymore. And then
were they? I thought they were glad that they weren't going to see they weren't going to see her again.
Yeah. Also, they seemed a little, they're oh yeah, she was neat. Whatever. She's gone. And then turns out there's an last second transfer into school. And it's Asuka Soryu Langley.
Wow.
Now a student at the school.
Of Misfits.
Probably a main character from here on out. Okay, you had questions.
Do you have answers?
Maybe. I don't know, man.
What were my questions? My questions are like,
I love you took one note for the entire episode. This is field trip.
This is field trip. They're on field trip. I mean, that was a question, right? Like, why the hell are Shinji's friends on this? And I think I answered it myself. But the other one was like, well, let me start in reverse order because I just thought of this right now as we're talking about plug suits. Like, what is the purpose of the plug suit?
I think the plug suit is just to like better
hang out in the jelly.
Yeah, it's probably nothing, right? Like that's honestly the answer, but like
because there's no cables or it doesn't connect to anything.
No, but it form fits to the user in a way that like maybe less floppy clothing means that they can like focus a little better, because it seems like focus and synchronization and connection are the most important thing while piloting.
Okay.
And so you don't want clothes that are ill-fitting or whatever, I guess, in the moment. I think it's a way to sell figures, but in the lore world, I think it's that. Also, it's like a bathing suit, right? Because you're getting into
I guess that's true. I mean, I don't need a. I guess that suffices my.
Sure.
You know,
I like they'd probably do just as well in some swim trunks or a bikini or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little.
It's something that looks cool.
Yeah. Every time we see it form fit to the wearer, I'm always like, that's the coolest shit. I don't know why, but I love
that little section
formed. Like, yeah, it's neat.
What other questions did I have?
What other notes did I have? Let's see. There's the bit about the Unit 2 being the first true and final model, but yeah, it's nothing. I love the like cute little exchange. To Misato, it's this innocent, like, yeah, we're going on this like special trip or whatever. And Toji's like, oh, it's a date. I'm finally on a date with Miss Misato. And he's like, I wore my special hat. It's sad that his hat just utterly gets ruined the moment that
I like that he makes it a point to talk about his special hat, and it gets immediately stepped on.
And that's the introduction of Asuka, is her like destroying this hat.
That scene was too much for me.
That scene was way too much.
It's just like, okay, I thought you were gonna end at like the skirt flying.
Yeah, the wind,
like that would have been
blows and flips her skirt up, and like all the guys are like, oh, and so she hits all of them. Like, oh, you like that's something very like Asuka wants to be treated as an adult,
right,
and wants to be seen as an adult. Both are like,
okay, yeah,
just in general, but also like she wants her body to be considered like an adult's body. She's like, I'm gorgeous, et cetera, et cetera. And so she makes a comment to Asuka. Like the first line I think that she says is about how she has filled out, and she's like saying that to Misato, who is an adult with an adult body, and as she learns, Kaji had a relationship with her, so she sees her as like a rival in that, because she also, I don't know if they touch on it here at all, but she's got a big crush on Kaji.
Oh.
They make it abundantly clear throughout the thing that like she sees Kaji as this like handsome, desirable adult that she wants to be with, and she is such an adult as well, but she's clearly still very much a child. And all of her like tantrums about how much of an adult she is are so childish. It's like she is somebody that like wants to grow up faster.
Yeah, I kind of gathered that immediately from just the way she's describing her growth, her development.
Yeah, she's a very, very prideful person.
And the way she's posturing herself in regards to the other pilots and stuff, Eva pilots.
We'll get plenty of time with Asuka in the future, but like she feels like one of the more like characteristically developed characters. Like her backstory is like pretty well considered, and it's very important to who she is. And like now I'm rewatching this for like the fucking umpteenth time, but like they really like know who Asuka is. You kind of have no idea who Rei is, and they kind of keep Rei mysterious. And Shinji is just kind of a coward and a young boy, but Asuka feels like a character that they thought a lot about from the moment that like they introduce her.
Okay.
At least I'm thinking that. The final thing I guess that we need to talk about is that cargo that Kaji is bringing to Gendo. This thing that like is allegedly what caused the angel to attack. Like Misato says like, oh, I guess it sensed the Eva and it wanted to attack the Eva. But we learned from Kaji and Gendo's conversation that like, no, it was this thing that he was carrying.
Is that an angel fetus is in there?
So
in there?
Gendo calls it Adam the First Human. And I think this is the first time it's ever mentioned, but the Human Instrumentality Project, which is like, I won't go into it because it's not discussed here, but that is Gendo's aim, is this project that he's working on called the Human Instrumentality Project.
Okay.
And
a little shady.
Well, I mean, it's incredibly shady. All of this is shady. Kaji is this like spy almost that does the dirty work for Gendo to like make this stuff work out. Presumably Kaji is the one that sabotaged the Jet Alone project. If not Ritsuko, maybe Ritsuko was the one that had sabotaged it. But yeah, Kaji is a character we'll see a lot more of. We'll see him being smooth and horrible at times, and I'm excited to see more of that. I was excited about this episode because I feel like the introduction of Asuka is a really big change on the show because we see Rei.
Okay, yeah.
But Rei is never actively at the forefront of something. And now we have a secondary character who wants the spotlight. And that is going to change the dynamic of the show moving forward, it feels like.
And she's actually, seems like she's excited at this point to be there. She's posturing, she's competent, she's trying to make herself as competent.
Yeah, you've got three very different perspectives, right?
Like she wants to be there.
Yeah, Shinji doesn't want to be there. Rei is there because she's told to be. Asuka's there because she has something to prove. And so you've got these three pilots who are very different. And yeah, like I'm excited to see more of that. I feel like the show really picks up at this point.
Can't wait to see what happens next.
Yeah. Do you have any more thoughts or questions? Oh, wait. We skipped over the Adam the First Human and all that. They say that it's growing, but encased in bakelite. So they've got this
plastic.
Yes. So I went and Googled it. It is a synthetic plastic that is liquid that quickly hardens. And it was invented in 1909. It's a real thing.
It's what costume jewelry used to be made of.
Yeah.
Like old technology, like old phones, landline phones and stuff.
And that's also the liquid that they pour in to harden around the Avas, I believe. So this liquid plastic is real. What I was reading was like the reason we don't use it anymore is because we've got ABS and like other PLAs and stuff that are plastics that are much more durable. So it's kind of funny that like they're like, oh, we've got this thing encased in bakelite. It's like, oh, so like a brittle, shitty plastic. Cool.
Okay, to be fair to the universe, and I feel like there's been some, probably some scientific inconsistencies at this point that have gone over my head, but I just imagine that bakelite is like the shorthand for the act. Like it's similar to, but is a lot more complex than.
Maybe. I think it might actually.
And they just refer to it like, I know there's terms like that we refer to stuff and it's actually more complicated than the stuff that it originally references.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't think of an example right now.
Things that have kind of lost their meaning.
Right.
Like, or I was going to say Band-Aids being like, that's what we call all adhesive strips, but like.
I kind of wanted to say like the phone, like anachronisms, right? Like,
Sure, like picking up the phone or putting the phone on the hook.
They still refer to
hanging up
bakelite as bakelite or whatever you say it. Even though it's like the more complex version of it. Considering like, yeah, we carry around phones with us, but this is literally a supercomputer that we carry around with us versus like a landline or like crank phone.
Right. Or how we hang up the phone when we're hanging up a call, but it's like you're not actually putting.
So I want to give the credibility to the universe.
That's true. Maybe they have super bakelite. Maybe it's a
ultra
special
bakelite.
Ultra bakelite. Yeah. I don't think I have anything else.
I want to believe, Fred.
It was a cool episode. I love the imagery of Unit 2 standing on the ship with the tarp wrapped around it like it's like a poncho in like an old Western kind of thing. Like, it's so cool.
Oh, you want to talk about that guitar twang at the end too? Or did you talk about it a little bit already?
I don't know that there's much more to say other than like, I love Asuka's theme. It's weird. It doesn't seem to kind of fit thematically.
America. but she's German,
Right?
and
Yeah.
Japanese.
It's funny. Like I do see like a bunch of like modern America first qualities in Asuka, like a whole lot of pride for where she comes from and all that. And I consider those negative qualities, although on Asuka I'm like very excited for her. But like
She's very Western coded.
She's very Western coded, but she's half Japanese, half German. Like her mom like lived in Japan. So she's fluent in Japanese. She's a Japanese girl who has also spent some time in Germany. It's weird that it's such a like an Americana twang guitar thing for her, but love that song. It's great. I do love when like just the music in this entire series is so good, but like again, when Decisive Attack plays, the planning like drum beat that plays as they're like going into like, okay, we're serious now. We've had our fun. All the children's sexual harassment stuff is in the past. Let's focus on how we're gonna kill this giant alien now. That like music is used so effectively in this show. And it's the same 6 or 7 songs that you get used constantly, but every time they come in, it's like, oh, okay, I know what the scene is now. But every time Asuka's music plays, it's like, oh, silly time, despite Asuka not being very silly. I guess she's pretty silly in this episode.
It's silly to take yourself so seriously.
Yeah. Especially when you're a 14-year-old child.
Freaking baby child. All right.
Yeah, I think we should end it there.
Cool.
If you enjoy the show, please leave it a review on your local podcast provider. I think Apple's the only one that matters on. But share the podcast with your friends. Find our information on levelselect.cool.
Hell yeah.
Follow Mark on Instagram. Follow me on Blue Sky. Or don't go on social media. That's actually a healthy move too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't even delete your social media.
Delete your social media. Like, take it off your phone. It shouldn't be so easily. This is old man yelling at Cloud. Yeah. Thanks for listening. We'll catch you next time.
We love you.
Where's the recording app? How do I stop this?